She placed ads in newspapers. She promised land, love, and a fresh start. Dozens of men answered her call. None of them were ever seen again. This is the story of Belle Gunness, one of America's most calculating and mysterious serial killers. Welcome to Serial Whispers, where every whisper reveals the truth behind a gentle voice. Back in the early 1900s, Belle Gunness lived on a farm in LaPorte, Indiana. It was a big, beautiful farmhouse, isolated and secluded, perfect for hiding things. Like perhaps a secret that Belle was a cold-blooded killer. You see, this wasn't Belle's first rodeo. After the mysterious deaths of 2 husbands and several of her own children, she was still viewed as a normal, grieving, God-fearing woman. But those who knew her best saw right through her. They knew Belle was capable of unspeakable things she hid from the world by being an extremely convincing actress. So when the farmhouse was filled with suitors, men who answered Belle's personal ads, seeking a good woman and a fresh start in life, her neighbors shook their heads and warned them to stay away. But of course they didn't listen. As we know, Belle's ads promised land, love, and a fresh start. Men traveled from all over to meet this mysterious woman. They brought cash and they brought hope. And then they disappeared. At first, it was just a trickle. A drifter here, a traveling salesman there. Then it became a steady stream. A steady stream of men who arrived at Belle's farmhouse and simply vanished without a trace. Her neighbors noticed the pattern. They watched Belle's suitors come and go, but not in the way one would expect. Because as soon as they arrived, they were ushered inside Belle's home and were never seen again. They tried to warn the men, they really did. They left notes in the newspapers, wrote articles, anything to get the word out, but no one listened. No one except for one man whose brother had gone missing after visiting Belle's farm. He demanded answers from Belle. He threatened to go to the authorities, so Belle invited him inside her home for one last attempt at convincing him that she was a good, God-fearing woman. She even offered him money to stay on her farm, do chores around the property, and basically become her caretaker. He refused. He wanted answers about his brother. When Belle refused to give them up, she was out of time. She may have gotten away with it, but for how long? Not long before the police arrived, digging in the dirt of her property, searching for her brother's remains. What they found instead shocked the nation. The bodies of several men, including her latest suitor, were discovered buried in shallow graves beneath her farmhouse. But Belle was nowhere to be found. In fact, her entire farmhouse mysteriously burned to the ground in 1908, right as the investigation into her crimes began. Inside the rubble, authorities found the bodies of her children and what they believed to be Belle herself. But there was something strange about the corpse. It was missing its head, and it was too small to be Belle's. Had she orchestrated the fire, escaping with her fortune and leaving behind a decoy to take her place? As police dug through the ruins of her farm, they uncovered over a dozen bodies buried in shallow graves, most of them male and all of them murdered. Among them was her children's corpses and the men she lured to her farm with promises of love and marriage. One man who answered Belle's ad was Belle Gunness. He was a wealthy widower looking for a fresh start. His body was found wrapped in lead and buried beneath the floorboards of Belle's bedroom. Next to him was a plate with the inscription, "Here lies Peter," which Belle had etched herself. It's believed she lured at least 14 men to her farm, though some accounts place the number closer to 40. All of them met the same fate. So what happened to Belle Gunness? Did she fake her death and run away, or did she burn to death in her farmhouse along with her children and her fortune? She promised love, but delivered death. This has been Serial Whispers. Subscribe for more softly spoken true stories, real, haunting, and never forgotten.